Hey guys, welcome back to another video. To all the new subscribers from Jacob's channel, which thank you Jacob for the shout out. I really appreciate that. To all the new subs, I know the main focus for you will be the Bulls My League series, and I plan on releasing episode 4 tomorrow. I had some editing issues with it today, so that's why it's getting pushed back to tomorrow. I originally planned to upload it today, but yeah. Also, I will be out of town Monday to Wednesday, so don't expect any videos in that time span. But today we're going to be doing a scouting report on Cam Thomas. And Cam Thomas is a really, really fun prospect to watch. And he's been getting a lot of hype lately. He's been getting more praise. He's been rising on big boards, and he has been putting together a good case to be a top 20-ish pick. But I still think that he has the potential to fall to the Nugget spot at 26, and that's why I'm doing a scouting report on him, as well as it was just kind of recommended to me. But anyways, let's hop right into it. So the first thing to note about Cam Thomas is that he is a scorer. He just has the tools, the instinct, everything to be a great scorer in the NBA. I think that he will be a phenomenal scorer in the NBA, probably in a bench role, but he has great scoring upside. He has some shooting upside. He didn't shoot a great percentage in college, but I think a lot of that is due to the difficulty of the shots he was taking, the volume he was taking, and he has a lot of shooting upside. I think that he has a slightly awkward jumper, but it goes in. So, I mean, say what you will, as long as it goes in, I think that's fine. He attacks the rim very well. He has a lot of athleticism. He has very good finishing around the rim. He's a very solid, difficult shots taker, shot maker. You know, that kind of archetype where he can hit contested jumpers. He can hit a mid-range out of the pick and roll. I saw him hit a few fadeaways. He took the ball to the rack pretty well. He could shoot threes. He had a nice-looking step back, I noticed, which is a good thing for the NBA because, you know, he has to create space somehow, and that was a very solid part to his game. He has a questionable shot selection, though, to say the very least. He is not a passer. He does nothing on the offensive end outside of score. And he can score in a multitude of ways. He can score catch and shoot. He can score ISO. He can score in pick and roll, whatever. But that is all he does on offense. And at the end of the day, that is probably the most important thing in basketball is scoring, because, you know, that's kind of the entire point of the game is to score more points than your opponent, but you still have to do the other things, and Cam Thomas doesn't do that. I think he falls into that Colin Sexton, Lou Williams archetype where they're not really much outside of scorers. I don't think he'll be as good as Colin Sexton. Colin Sexton is a very good player, but I think he could average 20 in the NBA, but it would probably be a little more on the inefficient side of things. One thing I noticed is that he communicates pretty well on the defensive end for the most part. He points out things to his teammates. I don't know if that's an all-the-time thing. I didn't watch every game of his in college. I watched a few, and I noticed that he could point things out on the defensive end. He has defensive upside for sure. He has his decent size for a guard and has the athleticism to do a lot of things on defense. He can recover very well. He had this one play where he got hit on a screen and still was able to recover to his man, fight through the screen, and I think get a block. And that was a very impressive play, and I think he could do that pretty successfully in the NBA if given the proper development and mentality and all that kind of stuff. And he recovers well off of closeouts, but a lot of the time he closes out way too hard. Not something he'll be able to get away with on the NBA level at all. He needs to work on that for sure. But that's more of a discipline thing, and that comes with experience, reps, all that kind of stuff. He's a very young player. He's a teenager. I don't expect him to be the perfect defender. He's far from it, but I think he could get pretty good on the defensive end. He does have a tendency to ball watch at times, and he is not the best decision maker on defense a lot of the time. He commits to the wrong guy somewhat frequently, not a ton, but yeah. He's a bad off-ball defender, just straight up bad. He overcommits from the corner and shoulders way too much, and that leads to a lot of open looks for his man, a lot of open threes, backdoor cuts. He got backdoored a few times. He, there's a lot to work on with his defense, but I think given his athleticism, his length, his height, his all of that, at the end of the day, I think he has defensive upside. I think he could be a very solid defender, and I think he will be a hard worker. I haven't heard anything on the contrary, so I think that he'll develop into a decent defender. Not an all-NBA one, but a decent one nonetheless. So, basically, to sum him up, very good scorer. I think he could average 20 plus. He settles a little too much and takes really difficult, inefficient shots, but he hits a decent amount of them. He has defensive upside, but is not there right now, and he is not a playmaker at all. So that's Cam Thomas for you. If you liked today's video, leave a like, subscribe. I'll be releasing a few more scouting reports up until the draft, and after that I will be making draft content, but off of the draft. So yeah, if you want to see that, keep tuning in. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Have a good one, guys.